E E E. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cow Daily. Somebody called the E's the Geordie mother version of OMS. And I think that's correct. And I was absolutely buckled yesterday, like fully doubled over. That was perfect. That. I'm going to pull that up at some show in the future and put that up and give you a shine, pal, because that's the comedy that we love. Excellent work. It's your boy, the Dark Lord of the Sith. Yeah, how we doing? We're going to talk about fascists today. Strangely enough, there's a lot of them about. Stop the boat. We're going to be hearing a lot of that. It's the new get Brexit done. Just pull it out whenever you want to inflame people by the looks of it. So we will be talking about that later on in the show. Obviously, in the time honored tradition, if you would let us know where you are in the comments. I've slipped into a Dalek voice again. What you gotta do there? Yeah, so we're talking about Stop the Boat. So I'm gonna do like a short. It's not even a follow up to yesterday's show, right, dude? Listen, this isn't to the audience, anybody. It's just to you and your people, right? Stop contacting mutuals. What I said yesterday, right? Sans, do something big and bold, and then we'll talk. Like, it's now personal. You're going on ridiculous. Like, I'm on launching some kind of vendetta. Here's what has really happened. You got an easy ride for a long time. That was it. That was it. Like, it's just in the pile with everybody else because you made your selection based on the things that you've done or haven't done, more to the point. That's it. Now personal. Stop contacting mutuals. It's cringy and weird. Leave it. Like, I've said what I've said. That's it. It's not like we're getting up here every day just hammering the fucking point. It's not that big. Literally, there's fucking millions of people living in poverty. We ain't got time for it, man. Do something about that or just fuck off. Oh man, I've sworn on this. This is what these people do to me. But no, in all love and respect, just jog on, man. Like, it was addressed, it was done. There's nothing to negotiate about. There's nothing that me and you need to talk about. There's no sit downs need to happen. That could happen in the future if positive things occur or not. I'm not sitting here every day going, oh God, how can I bloody get them? Like, it's one topic out of many topics that we cover. That's it. You just made your choices and you chose not to do something, and it's just dragged on forever. And we're done. That's it. That's literally it. Done. Done. Stop stalking. It's weird and a little bit scary at this point. So don't do that. Cheers. Anyway, Stop the Boat. I'm actually not going to do a version of Stop the Boat to rock the boat because it's a serious topic and my brain is fucking ridiculous. Oh, I'm doing it again. Stop with the swearing. YouTube, I apologize. I'll only swear after 5 minutes from now on. I promise. Don't put us on the naughty step like the movement did. Anyway, ginger tea. Let's hope it's not going to burn us. Reasonably decent temperature at this point. I'm a happy man. Just gonna have a little blast of me vape before we get moving, like, because obviously there's a lot of fascism about, and I understand that, like, people are starting to get onto the show now and weren't on it like a few months ago, and so we're going to pull a lot of these themes together around what has actually happened around Stop the Boats and what the establishment are doing. But first, I'm going to have some of this vape. My apologies. It's been a bit of a funny one this morning. Had another bad night's sleep last night, and I just want to get this done, man, and just hopefully just get some fresh air and a nap, because I'm slept for like weeks on end, man. Like, since the crash, like, not properly, and obviously since looking after the dogs and that. I'd hoped DJ, the three-legged dog, would be here behind us today, but still tired. I've got him wrapped up downstairs and I didn't want to move him, so we'll get him up here and then he can have a look at his missing leg, like the Jim Rose Circus sideshow, can't you? That'll be good. But I just, honestly, I tell him how brave he is every day. Call us a cringe all you like. I love him. He's me mate. Tell your dogs you love them and how brave they are. absolutely a majestic individual that I'm just so pleased we've got every day together as what was before, but it's extra special now because I did actually hug him and say goodbye to him before he went for the operation, just in case. So it's a beautiful time. Honestly, cannot wait to present him to us because honestly, that week definitely a lot of you, as I said, helped us get through it. Salute to yous, ginger tea all around. So yeah, man. Stop the boats, can't help it, man. It's like, imagine if that was the earworm. Like I've put the old one that can't speak its name to bed, I think. But like, imagine like running around like sort of belittling the whole thing with the whole rock the boats thing. And that's the problem with like absolute like crackerjacks who've got ridiculous brains. Like myself, I've been told. It doesn't stop conjuring up mad songs like at the most inappropriate moments. Honestly, I could be stood there, and I've done this in meetings so many times. We'll be told like, oh yeah, we really should do that and all that. And just in my head, I've just got some mad song, and I'm just like struggling to keep it in, not burst out laughing at the inappropriateness of it. So why shouldn't be let out in public, isn't it? Comments: who's a boot? Who's in? Get up. Who's about? Joanne's in. Yo, Big 62 Boom on. Snowbound Wales. I tell you what, any Wales is good, but a snowbound one, majestically beautiful. Jacqueline's in. Snowing outside. Hope it doesn't settle. Joanne's in Torquay. Duncan's from a frosty Bladen. Nice. Bladen, the absolute ambassador of the Journeys with a song there. Multi Sandrita 13, I fish lips, Spain. It's 20 degrees. How I hear, man. Class. Joanne's saying, time to phone me. I'll tell him I will not be doing any encouragements. Bob's in the house. Nice to see you, my friend. Oh, another wintry snowbound South Wales. Enjoy it, man. That's a beautiful, beautiful country full of wonderful people. And as I say, when it's got a coating of what the white stuff, not cocaine, but snow. It's a beautiful thing. Pods up in the house. We don't get snow and crew. We just get slush. All right. No, well, I like slush puppy, so you should go and pour blood on it, and it'll be like the monkey's blood you would get off Gazilli's ice cream in Gateshead back in the day. Reet. Oh, Slaz is a boot. Harry Slaz, nice to see you as well, war kid. Do you want to hear about fascists that like run my country and have the opposition in a vice grip? You've come to the right place. I'm your kid. Right. Let's have a look at this absolute rotter first out of a parade of the rotters. Who's it? Oh, it's Stop the Boats. Look at the plate of that, man. Look at it. Looks like the side of a tab packet. Or they've went for the Supreme. Can you imagine, right? You know, the Supreme logo, like the streetwear, the hype beast stuff. Can you imagine, right? If they start putting that on t-shirts, like the sort of Supreme, like the classic Supreme logo, white t-shirt, that would be horrific, wouldn't it? I hope I'm giving like watching or listening Fash an idea. Because that would be really bad, because that could actually link in with the hypebeast streetwear thing. We should make Stop the Fascist ones. Quick, run, do that. Send it to Teespring. Anyway, who wants to know about what this absolute little bastard has to say about human beings? Me, not really, but sadly, somehow he's the Prime Minister, so here we are. Let's listen to him.
We will detain those who come here illegally and then remove them in weeks.
No one's illegal.
Either to their own country, if it is safe to do so,
it isn't,
or to a safe third country like Rwanda.
Rwanda is not safe.
And once you are removed, you will be banned, as you are in America and Australia, from ever re-entering our country.
Oh, gee, cheers. Cheers. Go away now, Rishi. I've got my issues with him for leaving me out to dry during the pandemic with no money. I was one of those people. What a rotter he is. But I still despise Keir Starmer more than him. So that's good. That's a good thing, isn't it? Like, that's working very hard. Very, very hard indeed. The guy who's doing the boat thing against some of the most vulnerable people in the world. And I didn't like Starmer more. Good news. Very good. So anyway, what do we have here? Something very important, and something very important I feel to flag up from time to time. It's your boy Alexander Solzhenitsyn. If you're not aware of who that is, please look into that. We don't have time here. We know they're lying. They know they are lying. They know that we know that they are lying. We know that they know that we know that they are lying, and they still continue to lie, says Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Not like me, though. I just can't help doing it like a beat poet, Hepcats. Just can't help it. If you want to do that kind of thing, expect a little bit of the Kerouacs. Might do Howl. Right, just wanted to pull this up. This is from a few years ago. Shouts to Matty, and he's read Borg Hooks on the left, which he informs us last night that he's still got. Big up yourself. That was a banner drop that were got funding organised a few years ago, and it really boiled the fascist pace to the level that they went back a few days later with a really, really small banner. That banner's been up Ben Nevis and fucking outside Parliament and abroad. I don't actually know where it is anymore. If you've got the banner, enjoy the banner, spread the banner, and be the banner. And thanks for doing things with the banner, although I wasn't told where the banner went. So, but I don't care. The banner's free. Let it fly. Let the freak flag fly. Audio people, it's the Refugees Welcome Here banner drop. We did it at the Angel of the North. 2017, possibly not sure. It was the one where Farage got it dropped behind his head at the stage as well. That was a good one. This is your cheeky scamp here at MZC Podcast. This is on me both as well. I hope your next shite is a hedgehog with your dad's face. I'm going to just pull this out. Little challenge for the comment section. Which current politician am I referring to? He's a little clue. His dad was also a politician, and he's in it. I addressed him. I hope your next shite is a hedgehog with your dad's face on it. And I do. And the reason being, right? Don't forget in the comments, put your guesses in, right? Get them guesses in. The reason I don't have to do that anymore is I saw this tweet and she's told us I don't have to. It's Vega Shaw. I've pulled it up before on here. Recently heard it costs nothing to be nice at a meeting, and I strongly disagree. Continuing to be nice to people with harmful, toxic behaviors only creates a reward feedback loop, encouraging them. And that is a heavy cost indeed. Trust me, it's a heavy cost indeed. Really, really heavy. So if you want us to do something, stop being toxic and horrible, and we'll meet you at the non-toxic and non-horrible place. Simple as that. There's not very many guesses by the looks, but we'll have a look. This is a really good guess. Hilary Benn. It's not Jacqueline, but that is a top guess. That it's actually this rotter I'm about to pull up here. Not me, the cheeky scam, calling the next shite's a hedgehog with your dad's face. Imagine Neil Kinnock's face on a hedgehog that was a shite on Stephen Kinnock. Have you seen, right? I'm showing Labour's first, right? But have you seen the state of the propaganda that Labour are putting out? Their messaging is to attack the Tories from the right. How far right do you want to go? So this is the stuff, right? Kinnock himself, Stephen, the younger. The Tories have failed on small boat crossings. And the Labour graphic says what they say. We will pass new laws to stop small boats. The reality, 2022 set new record high for crossings, arrivals of 45,000. Asylum hotel bill has grown by 500 million since government crackdown. So, they're not doing it like this is that class of the melt, isn't it? It's like we'd manage the abuse of effectively human traffic slaves much better than you would, and we do it more competently. We'll inhabit the competent ground that the Conservatives have ceded by not being competent. That's what we'll do. There's no humanity in any of these people whatsoever, is there? And people want us to align ourselves with the Stephen Kinnocks of this world and stay and fight. I'm sorry, I wasn't meaning to have a little Bob jibes, right? But if you're going to keep like terrorizing, like just getting in touch with people and just generally doing all that shit, and then sending us loads of like weird messages that I'm not going to open because I told you I'm airing you off, right? If you want us to be aligned with this shit, you're mad, man. We're not the same. We're not the same. We can't be the same. You can't make a case for aligning yourself or even wanting to be part of this going forward. Just a fact, man. Like, fuck off. So anyway, Here's Fascidemus and pliers. I don't know who Fascidemus is, but yeah, maybe they need some pliers. For the audio people, it's Suella Braverman and Rishi Sunak. It's mad how you have to like recall the name of the Prime Minister. There's a revolving door. What are you going to do? And it's in big and bold letters, fascists, because that's what they are. And something I'd like to point out, because sadly, our friends on the left, quite a lot of them, are just completely tied up in identity politics. Isn't it a massive coincidence that like outright fascist policies are being delivered by people of color within the Conservative Party? I do not think that anybody within the Conservative Party had any kind of bad faith conversation, either joking or otherwise, about this potential at all. That's not what's happened at all. At all. And it shouldn't ever be spoken of in that way, because that would be bad. Because Tories don't act like that. It's proven by history. Anyway, going to the other side of the horseshoe theory, just joking, George Monbiot, today's one of those days when the arc of justice no longer seems to bend towards justice. Melt, melt, clutching of liberal pearls, melt. Somebody's replied, what about all the previous days when The Guardian published thousands of anti-Corbyn articles? Yeah, what about that? What about these melts actually taking some responsibility for setting the scene and creating the conditions for this to occur? What about that? What about these people taking responsibility? And the thing is, like, there's always, like, within reason, room for there's room for redemption. There has to be. We can't build a society where like you can't like at least have some redemption unless that person like continually does the bad behavior and accesses a non-redemption response. There's got to be a line drawn at some point. That's just rational, isn't it? Nothing radical about that. But we cannot at all keep doing these things, because if we do, then it creates, what does it create, everybody? It creates a negative reward feedback loop, and we all fucking suffer, all of us. So let's just stop negotiating with terrorists. I was going to say that before, that would be a bit of a piss take, because I don't think that's the case at all, but it would have been funny considering who I'm referring to. Anyway, there's a meme here. There's Santa on it, there's the Tooth Fairy, and there's the Easter Bunny, but there's also the Butcher's Apron, the Union flag, and the caption reads, things adults should stop believing in. Reason I put that up is, right, there's all of these people believing in this, like, sort of, oh, the British sense of fair play. Well, that's right out the window now, isn't it? All of these myths around Britain and whatever is some kind of, like, bastion of democracy and all that, done. Gone. Forget about it. Is it even worth voting anymore? Don't know. Not sure. Did see the Greens come out like strongly with a refugees welcome here graphic. So just on that graphic alone, I'm probably going to vote for them. Decided to do it before. Maybe if Tusk or like an independent candidate, I don't know. 2 years is a long time. There's a lot of time to go. So we'll not talk about the voting thing yet. Although I will be doing one of these shows on the detailed reasons why I changed me tune from being a lord of no voting petulance. But that's for another day. So stop believing in bullshit, man. Like Britain, I mean, what do you think it is? Because it really, truly isn't probably what the thing you think it is. Look at this cringe here, right? This is some of the Tories' graphics. If you come to the UK illegally, you will be denied access to the UK's modern slavery system. That's mad confusing. I've took that to mean like is we're going to bully slaves. If you come illegally, even if you're a slave, then you won't get access to our modern slavery system, which I think could help you. I don't actually know what it is. Denied. Look at that screeching bullshit, man. Like, imagine that on a Supreme t-shirt, though. It'd be kind of like fucking that edgy shit that they're doing it. Imagine this shit, though. Like, to me, it just looks like they just want to, like, I mean, Labour's response to this was like a kind of boast off about who can bully, like, human traffic slaves more. This is the extent of the discourse that we're in. This is the bottom, or is it the bottom? They're definitely swimming around in the gutter. Like, okay, I'm not going to do that thing I was going to say about turds, but you get the picture. Like, they're literally swimming around in polluted rivers, trying to outboast each other on how evil they can be. And you still want us to get involved with them. Mad. I promise you, if, like every single day you contact me or try to, or contact somebody that we both know, I will reference you. And I'll just make you a running joke. Leave me the fuck alone. So anyway, at MDC Podcast, stop the fascists. This is what I think like we do really, really, really badly at, which is messaging, and the right do an absolutely tremendous job at messaging. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's punchy. Stop the fascists. Let's stop pussyfooting around as well. Like, we can't let Steve Bannon redefine what a fascist is as a fascist. It can't be done. Use those words and let's like describe why it is what it is. Like, I mean, we do it obviously like all the time on here. There's stuff that I'll link in the end of this if you watch it at 7 o'clock, and it's just about all the stuff we've done about the International Fascist Network, and this is absolutely part of that. What's going on, and it's right out just whatever. Get the messaging better, I think, is what we need to do. Stop the fascists, or something else if you think it's better. Something I want to point out, your boy RS Archer on Twitter, I keep pulling this up. Your regular reminder that France has consistently offered the UK an opportunity to open a refugee processing centre on French soil, so people are not forced to risk their lives in boat crossings. The entire problem would be solved in 24 hours. The UK chooses not to do this. It's not just the Tories, right? Labour, exactly the same. Sin of omission, that's a lie. We've worked that out. They're not referencing this at all. The French are like, well, we'll just do this. We'll do this. It's a problem for the French, obviously, as well. Like, I was there in the summer. I've mentioned this on here before. I've got a load of like stuff that I've made that I've not done with. I edit loads of different things from the summer. And it's a problem for them too. They need a solution, don't they? And I mean, like, safe and legal routes is a huge, huge solution to this. And nobody, I think the Greens, maybe, I haven't checked, are offering that. And that's, like, we're talking about human beings and lives. I'm telling you now, like, also one of the first points of entry as well, I went to a place called Cartera in southern Spain and saw how refugees are treated there. And it's night and day, completely different. I mean, obviously there's certain problems, but I read this press release that got translated from the Spanish on Google Translate, right? It was just beautiful the way that it was talked about welcoming people and just the way the Andalusian people were thinking. Now there's obviously fash. I mean, Recreativo Huelva have a fash ultra firm. But there's also lots of good people everywhere, and they don't do the discourse like the people in the UK do, because I don't think there's as much big money going into like making people hate each other, which is great. I like it. So safe and legal routes is what we need. Right. This is a picture for the audio people of a father holding his child coming out of a dinghy wearing a survival vest. And he's obviously mad, upset, crying, and all that. Dead simple. This picture is a Rorschach test for your humanity. What do you see? What do you see? Take some time, pause the video, have a look at what you see. Notice, right, what feelings it brings up for you when you stare in his eyes, right? It's simple as that. When you do the playback, or if you do 7 o'clock every night after we do this, right, just stop the video and just look into this guy's eyes and think about it, how you would feel there with your 3-year-old daughter, doing everything in your power to protect her, and in this chaotic scene, this soup that the sea is, and nobody at all would do this with their daughter if it was safer on the land. So if you're looking at this in any way, shape, or form, or you have done since you've come back, and anything other than like empathy, get a grip, man. Seriously, I'm not going to call you loads of names. Just get a grip of your life. Seriously. Because guess what? People keep banging the drum for these wars. It could be you and your daughter very, very soon. So get yourself right, because, man, I just despair sometimes at the hate that's out there. Just stop it, yeah? So anyway, Let's have a look at this again. We know they are lying. They know they are lying. They know that we know they are lying. You can't not do the beat put thing. We know that they know that we know they are lying, and they continue to lie. Alexander Solzhenitsyn, your boy. Let's remember this, man. Labour and the Tories, they're all fucking lying. Sin of omission, lie. Lie. That's a lie. Misdirection, half truth, still a lie. All lies. Let's not negotiate with terrorists. So anyway, another thing that I like really struck home with me, and I have lost friends over this. Someone on here recently said, I haven't lost friends over politics, I've lost friends over morals, and I can't stop thinking about it. People think politics is this separate superhuman thing, but it's your morals in action, and we shouldn't fucking forget that ever, man. Like, how you are politically is a reflection of your internal, and I don't even care if you like want to make this like sort of what you think is some compelling, pragmatic case to get Labour involved. It's bullshit. It's lies. It's not actually held up by any kind of evidential scrutiny or rigor. And it's actually an insult at this point that people would want to do that. But on the flip side of that, like when you discover that people who are your friends have like danced with fascism and stuff, it's different thing. And if there's need talking to them, see you later. Because, you know, it's pick a side time. Big time. It's been pick a side time. Anyway, what we got here. Look at this, man. Tom Blackburn on Twitter. On the left, the Stop the Boat, scary looking podium. On the right, Stephen Kinnock thing that the Tories have failed on small boat crossings and the attack from the right. Tom captions it, your choice at the next election. Good job we ended racism in December 2019, I guess. Check this shit out. This was just yesterday, and obviously if you watched or listened yesterday, you'll know the little bit we did on Mike Gapes, right? Liz Kendall, quote tweeting Mike Gapes, just wonderful news, like he's coming back. Margaret Hodge, just wonderful news. Welcome back, Mike. The Labour Party's come so far in such a short space of time. Wes Streeting, it is wonderful to have Mike back home. Blah, blah. Keir Starmer, that Mike has rejoined our party shows how much we've changed our party. To face the public, root out anti-Semitism, support business, be proud of our NATO membership. Coventry. Absolute rotters. Look at this. Rotter in chief, David Baddiel, quote tweeting, if you enter the UK illegal, you will be detained, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, what's mainly wrong with this poster is what it's saying, but the aesthetic is a whole new level of UKIP Stalinist. This fucker, right, literally obsessed with the left. UKIP Stalinist, it's literally wrapped in a Union Jack fascism, unadulterated, right? Like, not too dissimilar to this. Put Britons first, vote National Front, stop immigration, reject the common market, and, right? And this fucker, Baddiel, Stalinist, obsessed with the left. We get it. You've found your lane and you're working it hard. Nice one. Now, fuck you. Fucking honestly, how this fucker has been given any credence whatsoever to speak, like on this on matters of racism, after what he's done. And after, did you even watch the thing he did with Jason Lee on Jason Lee's podcast, man? Absolutely. God bless Jason Lee for the restraint he showed. It's clown world, man. That like people like this are considered like, I don't know what they're considered, like wise sages. Like, Jesus, man, these are some of the worst people in the country. Just know. Look at the plight of that man. Imagine quote tweeting that and then going UKIP Stalinist. It's just like what these fuckers do is give themselves comfort, right, by trying to claim that like people who just want people to have like opportunities and at the very minimum like food in their bellies, heating the radiators and happy children like around them and just like a nice family. People don't really want much. These fuckers, Baddiel and the rest of them, want to call people like that who actually stood up and thought like, yeah, I want to do that, trots and all of this, and it proves the horseshoe theory or something. Shut up, man. You know, some of the worst people ever. Speaking of worst people ever, just to close this off, we did a bit on Lee Anderson a while ago, and it was long before any of it came out. I think it was, it's not even really been spoken about. And since then, he's been made deputy chairman of the Conservative Party. That's right. That's what he is. Which is mad, considering here we're going. Here's John Fast-Wass of the Skegby Scooter Club, wearing his like Proud Boys, Fred Perry. I mean, anybody can have them, man. People who had them and didn't know who the Proud Boys are. And there's Lee Anderson smiling in the background where they're doing their mad little selfie and that. Here we go. Lee Anderson, Member of Parliament, community rallies round for desperate pensioner. Oh, is that a scooter club? Is that with this guy here? I think it is. What's happened? Going in a bit closer. What's happening here? So, racism needs stamping out in all walks of life, declares Tory MP Lee Anderson, who praised a white pride far-right stalwart as one of the top lads who made me proud of his constituency. Who could it be? This guy. No remorse white pride t-shirt he's wearing. Hold on a minute, right? So what's the picture here? He's the deputy deputy chairman of the Tory party. This stuff's already been printed in private eyes. You can see here on the screen, right? And there's all of these National Front-esque policies happening. And here's all this stuff on the screen from the 1970s. Stop immigration. Have you heard the one about the refugee that was refused entry to Britain? No, nor have we. And that's from the NF. And there's a phone number for them in the 70s, which probably rang through to hell. What do you make of that, man? Like, seriously, like, how that's all documented. These top pals, Lee Anderson, with this fascist scooter club. Nobody runs around in a white pride t-shirt for the crack. You know what you're doing. So what's this all about? And why does this go up to the heart of government? Something not right, is there? There's a bad old picture forming here. Being formed, in fact. And we're not getting anything back from the people who should be standing up against this shit. Especially the people who've been claiming for time that they're anti-fascist. Fascism is right here, and I didn't give a fuck if people want to give it. Are you calling everybody fascist? No, just fascist. There's just loads of them. That's it. That's all that's happening. So if you'd like to become a patron, go to patreon.com/cowdaily. Also, link in the description for PayPal if you want to leave a one-off donation to our work. Shouts to Susie Stapleton, signed up as a patron yesterday, and Vape Swag for a £10 donation on the PayPal. Gang. Honestly, that was a lush thing on my birthday, and I really appreciate it. So thank you for your kindness. Also, thank you for your kind words about the work that we're doing as well. Means a lot, legit. Means an absolute lot. Right, you can catch these very soon on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for your audio people. We will be getting back to 12 noon at some point, but as I keep mentioning, I'm just taking it easy with me recovery from the crash. So I was up at 4 a.m. this morning. It's just like I wake up at certain times. I wake up at 7. It's just, it used to be 6 o'clock to 12 that I would work at that on Milk Cow. So I'm just doing the thing that I never used to do in the past, which is take me time, and I'm happy enough with that. It's all right. A little bit of spice going on, but like life is spicy. What are you gonna do? Who's in the hoose? Who's in the hoose? Which wonderful commentary will we go with? Right, I've got it all the way back here. Jez Hunt in the area. Come on, man. New Labour, mega Tories, but with vegan snacks. What a fucking belter. Big 6-2 Boom 1. The refugees are costing too much. Let's spend 200 million to move 200 to Rwanda in return for 200 Rwandan refugees. Tory fascism 101. Mad, innit? Isn't it mad? Isn't it mad? And that's such a great, short description of that aspect of it too. Nice. Let us go. Mark Kirkwood is saying, I was expecting that from Yvette Cooper, but it still hurts that the opposition I want is from the SNP. At least she mentioned some regard for those held in detention and then in limbo afterwards, but it wasn't much. True, man. Yeah, I mean, Yvette Cooper is an absolute ghoul. I can't remember what somebody exactly called her on Twitter yesterday, but I was howling. It was like centrist pixie something or other, which is just a beautiful descriptor, the full thing. I wish I could remember it. Right. Joanne saying, I hope you got to do something nice on your birthday. I didn't actually. It was pretty shit, to be honest. I just knackered. I mean, the weekend, I'm going to try and do something with my partner and the dogs and that, but God knows. Joanne goes on to say, we'll tune in at 7 p.m. just to bump the watch hours. You can too. That's really appreciated, man. And if anybody's out there and you just whatever platform that you're on, if you could go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, if you're not on there, and just give a like and a nice review, that really helps, because it's a really good way of like reaching new people because it just affects the algorithm. Also, if you could comment on and like the videos, but also like, as we've said, we're doing more community posts on there, and the community tab on YouTube is just like the Facebook news feed. So as I've been saying, we're progressively moving the writing and stuff over to there because it helps to their algorithm on YouTube and thus helps monetize the channel. It's just about visibility with people who wouldn't normally see our videos. It gets on the suggested feeds and just helps it go up. And obviously, who's talking about this shit? So if you believe, like, you might not like me, but if you like plurality of the media, then get behind it. I mean, at the end of the day, the information's the information, but I know you like me, really. Yeah, man, I bet you do. Right, so just in closing, thanks everybody for being here. And as I said, if you would check out the community tab on youtube.com/cow daily, that's youtube.com/cow daily. There you will find content, and I'll be active in there, having a bit crack and just all that kind of stuff. So it would be good to see you about. Read, down with fascists everywhere at all times, without fear or favour. Down with the enabling of fascists, and down with not calling a fascist, because that's how they win. And the part of their whole vibe has been for a long time has been to just change the meaning of words and language. So let's not let them, because they're fascists. See you later.